So, Charlie, thank you for joining me today. I've got a few questions for you.
Yep.
So, starting off, I'd like to know what made you want to be a commentator growing up?
I don't know. I just always loved football. Always loved sport. Obviously, like most people, wanted to play sport, and did to a pretty good level with football, and then later basketball. And I got lucky. I went on work experience at Radio Manchester when I was about 19, and it was at a time when Man United were really good, and Man City were kind of starting to get a little bit better. I'm aging myself here by just saying all of these things. And I got to hang around the people that were covering these football clubs, the man that covered Man City for a living, the person that covered Man United for a living, and then the others that kind of floated around, you know, Will Perry, Juliet Ferrington, people like that who you hear names now, they're on 5 Live and things like that all the time. And they were the people that I shadowed, and I thought, wow, what a job that is. And they would just go out to different, you know, clubs and things like that, and different organisations, different sports, whether it be rugby or football. And I just thought, yeah, I mean, if I can't play at that level, what's the next best thing? And you know, getting the opportunity to sit there and commentate on the game, for me is the next best thing. So that was why I wanted to go down that route.
Was it tough to get down the route of going into commentating?
Yeah, it's really, really, really competitive.
Yeah.
Really competitive. So many people want to do that job, and a lot of the jobs that are available, they're kind of known as dead man's shoes roles, because once the person's in them, they don't leave it until they die.
Yeah.
So effectively, they're very, you know, sort of few and far between these opportunities. So yeah, I just went in, started making tea, producing and basically answering the phones on programmes that had nothing to do with sport, but continued once I was in the building, and that's the key part, get in the building. Once you're in the building, it's much more difficult to say no to somebody when they have to look at your face every single day. It's far easier to ignore an email.
Yeah.
Once you're in the building, keep reminding them what you want to do, how you're going to do it. And just keep asking for opportunities. And then the key thing is if you get an opportunity, take it with both hands. Be well researched and be eager and be keen. And I'm still, you know, now, like to this day, I'm still looking to progress into new opportunities. I've just started working for 5 Live and commentating on games, and there's like stupid amounts of millions of listeners all over the world on a Saturday afternoon. And like, I'm still trying to seek out new opportunities with that sort of stuff. So it's competitive, and it will always be competitive.
Obviously, being in the commentating industry, you must work with some top commentators. Mm-hmm. Could you tell me like who the best commentator you've worked with and why? You're
talking like a summariser, as in an ex-professional footballer, or do you mean like who do I think is the best kind of commentator?
Go for the summariser.
Summariser, I'll always love Mark Stallard, who I get to work with on a regular basis. And Stout used to play for Notts County, Derby County, Wickham, Bradford, Shrewsbury. He's got more clubs than a golfer, and he is a brilliant co-commentator, a brilliant man, and a good friend of mine. And if Stallard played at a higher level, no doubt in my mind, he's good enough to be commentating on Premier League football on Sky or BT or whatever. He's so good, he's so likeable, he's so solid as a human being. It's the fact that he played most of his career in kind of League One, League Two, or whatever the equivalent was back in those days when it was all in black and white. That's why he commentates with Notts County. But so far as talent-wise go, he's as good as it gets. We're lucky. I mean, I've also worked with Steve Hodge, who, crikey, he got Maradona's shirt on the day that Maradona did the Hand of God, and just got sold at auction actually for millions. There's some really good people that I'm lucky to work with, particularly now with the 5 Live thing. Like I said, you know, you get people like Mark Chapman involved and things like that. You know that you're working with the very top.
Yeah. So obviously, working with 5 Live, I'd like to know is also like, what are your future ambitions? Have you got any higher goal to see football at the top level?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole idea. I would like in the next year or two. Again, I understand I have to bide my time with this and take my time because there's a lot of established names, but I would like in the next year to kind of continue to establish myself as one of their regular reporters there. In the process, start to get bigger games, higher games. I've already done a few Premier League games this season for East Midlands Today and Radio Nottingham and things like that. I'm at Molineux next weekend with Forest. But with 5 Live, I'd love to do that. And then eventually, yeah, the goal is to commentate on 5 Live. That's the dream. If I could work myself into a position where I'm a regular football commentator on 5 Live, going to World Cups, doing Premier League football, that would be the absolute dream. But I'm also well aware there's a lot of people that have that dream.
Yeah. So to close it off, could you give, so if you had to give one piece of advice to an aspiring commentator, what would it be?
Work hard. Work hard, take every opportunity that you can. Also understand your value, so there's kind of like a delicate line that you need to tread there, but just work hard, say yes, do unsociable hours. When your mates are out drinking or doing something like that, those are the times you have to sacrifice it, and you know that actually I can't because I've got to be doing my homework, as in my research for the game. Be well researched, work hard, that's what it comes down to. I think there's an expression of hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough, and talent won't work hard. Yeah. So beat them with hard work. You know, that's the biggest thing. Is
that what you did? So when, let's say, for example, your mates were going out doing all that, was that when you were sacrificing, staying at home, doing your research?
Absolutely, to this day, you know, to this day. So say, for example, when the Queen sadly died, I was supposed to be at Tottenham Man United that weekend for the launch of the WSL. And the game got called off. Now I have 2 young children and a wife. And yeah, I spent my day doing my research for my next game, which was coming up on the following Tuesday. I had the weekend off, you know, still working. Listen to every podcast, consume everything, watch as many games of football as that I can, and you know, really embrace the kind of geekery of it all. And yeah, understand that it's not always going to be glamorous, and you're going to have to work your way up. Too many people come in nowadays and expect it straight away. And the people that do get it straight away then have problems because they got it straight away, and so they don't understand the journey that it takes to get there. Yeah. Understand that there's a journey, that it's a long game. Like, we're not professional footballers here that need to be done and at the highest level by 23. Yeah. You know, this is a long game. The best commentators in the country are at least around the age of 50. And by that, I mean the ones that are established, leading Sky and BBC and BT Sport and Amazon. They're all around the age of 50. This is a long game. Understand that it's going to be about patience and hard work and dedication and sticking with it and being persistent, because if you can do all of that, I promise you, if you've got the gift of the gab and if you've got the ability there, it will work for you. Doors will open eventually.
Yeah. Charlie, I think that's a good place to end it. Thank you for your time this morning.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.